We are in the final days of Ramadan, the last 10 days. Let's reflect on the theme of renewal and rejuvenation. Let's seize this opportunity to renew our intentions and rededicate ourselves to our faith. Ramadan Mubarak. Assalamu alaikum.
Today on the show, we'll delve into the essence of Ramadan as we listen to soul-lifting Quranic recitation, and our Sheikh will answer some popular questions about Islam. You don't want to miss our favorite part, IFTAR with NYMA. Welcome to IFTAR with NYMA.
Welcome to Ask the Sheikh. Today our guest is Dr. Sanusi Lafiaji, a senior lecturer of Islamic Studies at Al-Hikmah University, Ilorin. We hear all the time that people are offending Muslims who are fasting when they have to drink water, or someone that is not fasting. How are Muslims supposed to behave in front of others while fasting?
In the month of Ramadan, we know that the people who are obligated to fast are Muslims, especially adults who do not have any excuse to not fast, such as a traveler, a sick person, a pregnant woman, a nursing mother who cannot bear the pang of hunger, then also the old, the sick, among others. So they're expected to refrain from fasting. As for those who probably are excused from fasting, they have the right to eat and drink, whether it is in private or in public, and nobody should feel offended about that. Nobody at all. So let alone non-Muslims who are not even bound by the injunction. If one can eat and drink in a secluded area, then that is better, but I'm not saying it is forbidden to eat in public. But if he can seclude himself and just, have his meal, then that is better, no problem. So as a Muslim, even when we are not fasting, we should just conduct ourselves in the best of manner. Whether we eat in public or in private, there is no injunction that restricts you from eating anywhere you desire. With regards to the Kano Hizbah, that 11 Muslims were arrested for eating in public, and the director actually said they do not arrest non-Muslims because they know they have no injunction over them. But as for Muslims, I think it is good that before you enforce such a law that says don't eat in public if you are supposed to fast, we must know, is this person supposed to fast or is not supposed to fast? Because let's take, for instance, there is a law in Kwara State. Every last Saturday of the month, nobody should be caught outside wandering. You must be found either sweeping or you are in your house. So it means that you have to respect the law of sanitation. So I think what Kano Hizbah is doing is that every Muslim should respect the law of Ramadan. If you want to eat, for instance, for whatever reason, don't do it in public so that people will not probably see you doing that, and they also want to, because how many people will ask you, why are you eating? Let's say, for instance, as a woman, you might be experiencing your menstrual flow, and then somebody sees you eating, and he or she doesn't know that you are exempted. So that person will be feeling like, oh, this person is not a good Muslim. But then, we should respect each other's space and privacies.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to IFTAR with NYMA. Today's episode is special. We have the Oba of Lagos, Alayeluwa Omoeri Jogunola, the Oba of Lagos, Olowo Eko. On IFTAR with NYMA, usually we ask questions around Ramadan, around Islam, and we are in the Kingdom of Lagos today with you. I would like to ask, number one, how do you see Ramadan personally, and how do you observe Ramadan personally?
Ramadan, the Almighty Allah, wasalam, says that fasting is prescribed for you as it was prescribed for those before you, so that you may guard against evil. Now you fast for a certain number of days, and he left out certain things. If you are in a journey, the pregnant woman, the sick, the elderly who are sick, who cannot comfortably perform it, should not bother themselves. So the religion of Islam is a religion of peace. As Almighty Allah wants peace for all human beings. That is how it is.
Okay, thank you, Kabiyesi.
And the month of Ramadan had blessings, provided you follow the tenets of Islam.
So, Kabiyesi, how does the office of the Oba support and engage the Muslim community in Lagos?
You see, Lagos is a cosmopolitan city, a city of blessing, progress, and the good things of life, provided we keep to the commandments of God, we be our brother's keeper, law-abiding citizens, and assist the government with the best of our ability. All will be well. You see, in Lagos now, God Almighty Allah has made a Lagosian to be the president of this country, because he had been a helper of people and was able to identify through the wisdom God Almighty gave him those who can perform and make things happen. And I always tell him every time, according to my own knowledge, I don't have reservoir of knowledge, that at all times he has to be grateful to Almighty Allah, as it is God who provides everything for human beings. And we have to be thankful to him. It was said in the Holy Quran that if you are grateful, appreciative, and thankful to God, you always have rest of mind. And all things that is good in life will come to you, but you have to be contented and know that anything that has a beginning will inshallah come to a successful end one day.
Okay, sir. Can you share any specific traditions or events that are unique to Ramadan that is observed by the palace?
You see, in this house, from time immemorial, it is God Almighty who appoints a leader. There is no single prince who is not interested to succeed to the throne of his father if he is a genuine prince. But Quran has said it, that it is God Almighty Allah who appoints a leader. And there's a chapter in the Quran that this book, this Quran, is the way if you follow it. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alif Lam Mim. Zalika likitabu la raiba fihi hudan lil muttaqin. If you believe in it, it's the way. No many people will go to Mecca. On entry to the Kaaba, it is said in the Quran that everybody who enters this holy place you have nothing to be worried in life, provided you keep to the tenets of what it is forbidden you should not do. But the pretense is very, very unfortunate. About 10 years ago, I still have the recorded something. I suggested to the top hierarchy of the military that the security architecture of this country needs to be overhauled. As if I knew what was going to happen. But the problem is, all what is happening now, inshallah, it will come to an end, provided we believe in God, we keep to His ways, all with it. Just everybody has to cooperate and contribute genuinely and sincerely our own quota to the progress of this country. All will be well with us. It's just a question of time.
You mentioned earlier that Lagos is a cosmopolitan city, and there are different people, different faiths, different cultures now residing here. Well, how do you manage these people to foster unity? What do you do particularly to foster unity among the different cultures, different faiths?
There is no human being in this world. If you are doing something which you should not do, you know in your inner conscience that it is not right, that you should not do it. If all of us follow the religion in which we practice, like this morning I spoke to somebody on something, that the Muslim religion is a religion of peace. We cater for the welfare of others. Many people ask me, who's a Lagosian? My reply was that anybody who wishes the best for Lagos. We want progress for Lagos, development, spiritual development, and all the good things of life. To contribute your own quota, then you are a Lagosian. But recognition must have to be given for the owner of the land. Yoruba says, "Enta babalaba, ohun baba." That is the truth. Like in this country, particularly Lagos, we have many highly intelligent, disciplined, and willing youths, but they have to be God-fearing and be close to their God Almighty Allah. But some incurably bad ones, they didn't want to work. They only want to rely on, even the Holy Prophet
Awesome.
is against begging. Poverty is not good for anybody. You pray and you have patience, all will be well with us. Like in this country, inshallah, things are going to get better very soon. All will be well with us.
Is there anything you do all around the year that you stop at Ramadan, during the Ramadan month?
Well, it's thanks to God Almighty Allah. You see, I don't know. I think it is God's own making. Right from my youth, I don't deceive anybody. What I feel about anything, I say it out. But I am not always right. I cannot claim to know everything. Yoruba says, "Mo rọ́mọdé lọ́nà mo fọ̀rọ̀ lọ, Ọlọ́run ló gbọ́n." But I assure you, anything fraudulent, criminal, or lie to lie, it's not be lie, it's not for me. And there is nothing in my life I cannot say. And me, I respect people. I accord respect to me, but I don't fear anybody in life, right from my youth. There was one incident. I said, God, it was wonderful. One Malam was outside preaching, and I brought out some money. I gave it to one of my sons to go and give the preacher. When he came back, I called him and said, "Car, they come." I was searching his pocket. He said, "Daddy, what is that?" I said, "It is a prank which any youth can play. I have done it before." And there was a particular Muslim organization. They wanted to do something, they sent somebody to me. And I gave them the money to go and give them. You know, we policemen, that investigative tendencies. When I cross-checked, it was only 10% of the money that he delivered. Most of the religious houses, and it is not good. What they are doing needs much to be decided. It's between them and their God. They knew in their inner heart that what they are doing is not good. But all will be well as time goes on. You know, Yoruba used to say, "Òótọ́ tọ́ba ló máa sọ," that the town will be on fire. You should not say it. But irọ́ tó máa pa tí ló máa fi tò ló máa pa.
We're in the last 10 days of Ramadan now. I want you to advise Muslims on which act they should do the most for the best rewards.
You see, the Holy Quran has made simple, easy for all Muslims. Even you cannot read it in Arabic, it is in English. What you should do, what you should not do, is the way of life to behave. It's there in the Quran. And you know, even in the Holy Bible, he said, "Oni má bẹ̀rù ṣá o, àmú òrèrè àti ayọ̀ ńlá wá fún yín, a bí olùgbàlà fún yín lónìí ní ìlú Dáfídì, ẹ̀yin ròyìn ọmọ ọwọ́ náà tí a fi ọ̀jáwé tó dùbúlẹ̀ sí bójú ẹran." But our people, you don't know, many people, they go and swear falsely with the Quran, they go and swear falsely with the Bible. It's not supposed to be like that. Mo ń bọ̀ lọ́hùn ìyá lógún ọdún o.
Thank you very much. It's been very informative on today's episode. I have learned, and Kabiesi has advised that we should not say the word Kabiesi because God is the only unquestionable. He also has advised us that we should not swear falsely on the holy books at this holy 10 days that we are entering into. I hope that you do not, miss a thing. If you have, catch us up on YouTube and don't miss anything. We're moving on now to our iftar and our Maghrib Salah. Have a wonderful evening. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.